The Damon Bruce Show continues live from downtown San Francisco on KNBR and streaming live at knbr.com.
Welcome back to the Damon Bruce Show. A little frosty today, no doubt about it, but I'm tired of having to pretend things are good when they're not good. You know, just because you threw a hell of a party last weekend doesn't mean you're not screwing this week up. You know, Saturday's done now. It's Tuesday. Let's talk about what's happening today. Got here on Twitter. Same DJ says, since 1997, the A's and Giants have both made 6 playoff appearances. The Giants have 2 titles, but Billy's beyond reproach. Let me tell you, with Brian, if Brian Sabean had Billy Beane's budget, you'd finish last place every season all the time. Okay? I mean, there's no doubt. There's no doubt in my mind that the Giants would not be able to be competitive under the A's situation. Very few teams. This isn't necessarily a knock on Sabean, but it's a testament to what Billy Beane's been able to do. Very few teams would be successful under the A's model. Very few general managers would be successful under the A's model. But Billy Beane has been. And it's pretty damn amazing when you think about it. You know what the Giants don't have to worry about? Any year somebody has a good year, they automatically leave. That's what happens when you're a Billy Beane in the A's. Anytime you have a guy who has a big year and a walk year, you can kiss him goodbye forever. You know, the Giants, if they had to look, Kane, Posey, Lincecum, all these guys, the minute their rookie deals were up, they would all been out. You know, the minute club control is up, you leave Oakland. The Giants have been able to retain guys. You wouldn't have had Matt Cain. You wouldn't have had him. He would have been gone if you were the A's. You know, it's a big, big difference. You know, and again, this one guy's obviously he's got the day off. He's sitting here texting me by every sentence saying, you know, Billy could have taken the Red Sox kid. You would have been able to spend money. Why didn't he? No pressure here. Look, there's pressure everywhere in Major League Baseball. Saying that there's no pressure in Major League Baseball proves how clueless you really are. There is as much pressure in-house in Kansas City as there is in New York City. Okay? This is nothing but pressure. It's Major League Baseball. You know, you marvel at the double standard that the press has with Beane and Sabean. You know, both teams receive a very, very different amount of attention. You shouldn't be that surprised by it. Billy Beane is not responsible for 2 of the worst contracts I've ever seen handed out in the history of Major League Baseball, though, and Brian Sabean is. The Aaron Rowan contract was an unmitigated abortion, and the Zito contract, I don't care if he won a World Series game or whatever last year, dumpster fire. You know, I really don't want to sit around and compare the two, and that's really not what I'm trying to do. I'm just telling you that whenever the A's have to go into the minor leagues to bring up a player, that guy usually rakes or pitches his rear end off. When's the last time a minor leaguer came up, not named Posey, Crawford, or Panda, again, and one of those 3 shining examples of everything working out is still incredibly flawed? That has really worked out. You know, there's no amount of talent that comes up in Oakland that doesn't have some sort of success. Giants, meanwhile, they yo-yo a guy up and down, back and forth. Doesn't work out. Never worked out. John Bowker, this. You're done now. It comes down to pitching depth. The Giants have been drafting pitcher for such a long time. You know what? All those guys have been sitting in the minor leagues. All of them. For the last 3 years, the Giants, from a starting pitcher standpoint, were completely injury-free. completely injury-free. No worries, 3 years in a row, which means your minor league talent should be just clamoring to get into the big leagues, waiting to jump on the opening. Zack Wheeler for Beltran without Beltran sticking around is something that should not have happened. When's the last time you can say, Billy Beane, that just shouldn't have happened? What, you didn't like that Andre Ethier trade? Guess what? Ethier's about to be paid $80 million a year to not play baseball for the Dodgers. He got puigged. Who, by the way, if you saw the picture that I retweeted earlier today on steroids, everything in baseball that's unexplainable and magical, it's actually very explainable, and there's no magic to it. There's science and Puig's on steroids. There's no doubt. Again, I don't care. Neither should you anymore. The battle's lost a long time ago. Steroids for everyone, everybody. But Puig's veins are thicker than rulers. I mean, it's just the guy's juiced out of his mind. His forearm looks like Clint Eastwood's penis, just veiny and impressive. It's really not the metaphor I had in mind before I went there. It just kind of came out. But seriously, it looks like a topographical road map. But I don't even care. I just want to watch him play baseball.